Well, hello, Uber Tuber Ubers, one and all. Glad to see you. And women, today I'm noticing you first. Ladies, I'm glad you're watching, and all you guys too. I don't know how many folks there are. I looked the other day, and I don't want to brag because I mean the numbers are ridiculous, but I mean for me they're good. It said number of views. There's this algorithm you can get into about in the last 28 days. It was over 400. And I thought, hmm, 400 people. Well, at least they look at it. Now, if they watch YouTube videos the way I do, there may not be very many of those that are complete. Because lots of times I'll dig into a vid and, scroll into it and, okay, cut to the chase, cut to the chase. So I'll move it ahead 2 minutes, Are you saying anything yet? Cut to the chase, move ahead. Because lots of times I'm being fooled by these headers in there, like I saw one today. Uh, and I commented in there, and I was like, I don't get this. Why are you circulating this video? There's this video out there by somebody, Elon Musk Zone or something. I don't know who these people are. Anyway, claiming that he bought Google. That's all. Is it true? I don't know. Well, Google it, and apparently there's about 30 entries in there that said there's a false story circulating on the internet currently. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, why even bother printing that junk? I don't get it. But at any rate, I guess they're trying to get clicks, I guess it's a numbers game. Crooked is as crooked does. So anyway, short vid. I getting ready to go to work here still. I'm kind of chilly this morning. It's like temperature's falling, and I still haven't got the heat on. I won't have it on, I hope, all winter, but we'll find out about that. At any rate, one of my viewers, Matthew, commented on a video from yesterday morning that before I went into church. And while I was still kind of optimistic that church might be someplace I would feel comfortable at. And so anyway, now we know better. But never mind. Matthew asked, I thought it was a pretty good question, so I didn't answer him directly in my comment. Now, I think it was about 2:30 in the morning. I got up thirsty. Give me some of this stuff. I like club soda. And if you get the cheap stuff, you don't feel guilty. Seriously, some of the stuff like Schweppes, like this size, it's like $2 and some change. Get out of here. That's water. But anyway, Matthew asked, what would I say if I knew that I had an audience of not 400, but a million viewers? And I thought, that's hard for me to picture. I hadn't really contemplated it. I'll get back to you. And so I'm trying to get back to you before I go to work. Now, so this is probably not going to be a complete answer, okay? So, at any rate, my idea is in that video, if you can kind of imagine, what were the themes? Well, they kind of ping pong around, don't they? And I'm kind of trying to combine these ideas as if they're not so awfully strange after all. Perhaps when one of these ideas crops up, the evil brother needs to be there also. You need to see both halves, or else you're just going in circles. And so, but you can't see both halves if you're in it. So you ask for help, right? So in other words, at the center of these short talks, I'm hoping you're getting the idea that somewhere in this, it's about Jesus. It's somewhere in here that at the center of things is he who was, is, and ever shall be, the Holy One of Israel. And that's essentially the springboard that leads to or from a lot of these topics, we hope. So at any rate, yesterday was kind of like, the disaster people are brewing for profit to poison the atmosphere. And then I started talking about church. We're connected. We're human beings. We are spirit. We are body. So what would I say different maybe? Or what would I say to a million different people? Nothing. In other words, I just say what I say, and I'm speaking to you, the individual, you, the listener. I'm not speaking to a million people. I'm just speaking to one person. You, who's watching. Who else would I be talking to? Myself? I hope not. And so, here's what I want to say to you. If there's one of you of a million, my message isn't going to shift around, I hope. Now, in front of a million people, I might be more excited and, maybe do a little dancing occasionally. We hope not. But I do know that in front of groups, I become more animated, more lively. And to me, I call it being on. And it's almost like a rush, actually. I haven't had that experience in years. And so, it's mostly memories, but I do remember really enjoying speaking in front of people, and so that's why I try not to do it. I've never even seen 1 million people, except maybe one time there was a big march. I think it was back in D.C. or Philly. This is like 5 years ago, and it was probably like a pro-life thing or something like that. It was a huge outpouring, and they might have had 1 million. But anyway, the video was just played in fast motion. People streaming by, huge knots of them. I mean, might be 1,000 of them in a bunch. And they just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. So maybe I did see 1 million people one time. But my idea is that anyone who's addressing his or her message to the masses and trying to have a broad appeal, you end up sounding like a politician. Who cares about that? Think back to any political speech you ever heard in your life. Can you even remember some of the particulars, even the good ones? I mean, Reagan had a pretty few. He had some pretty good speeches, but and Trump too. But the thing is that you don't want to talk like a politician, and politicians are talking to millions. They've got a broad voice. Look at the huge smile. Ugh, oh, that hurts. and the phony baloney. Hey, I'm for progress, and let's not forget the other good stuff that you expect me to say in the form of cliches. Who cares about that stuff? What people want is reality, and at the center of reality, I say, and Christians all around the world, I'm not alone, by the way, say that it's Jesus Christ, and it's about this new life in him. He's changing everything, even me. And if he can get to me, trust me, he can get to you. Easy peasy. Boy, I was a wreck, and still in a lot of ways am. But today he comes and he intercepts. Where? Here, now. Now, right now. So this is why you're watching this vid. See, when do you meet God? Now. Just shot by. You're not paying attention. You're not moving fast enough. In other words, you have to slow down into the moment, and in there we pray and call the name and bring to mind the word and seek his spirit and do a spiritual discipline of simply refusing to consider that something other than now is what we call the moment. And that thing just shot by. And it's in those nows that he's operating. We've talked about this. They can shrink, they can grow, but they function in our mind as like nodules. And we have now a history. I remember how he saved me. I recall his blessings. I remember the many kind things that has led me just to right here. So in other words, now we have a memory of these past nows. We anticipate future nows. But in this now, the world's being polluted. The world's being poisoned. And this is done by evil men who are under the bondage of devils. Plain and simple. Oh, you can call them demons if you like. This is a spirit war. And so we ask for understanding from our Father. Teach us in this hour. Teach my hands to war, as King David said. We're not playing footsie with these things. We're throwing everything we got at them. And our aim is to break their back permanently. Yeah, go ahead and send them to the abyss. Remember how they were always asking Jesus, don't send me to the abyss, don't send me to the abyss. Get. And now. In other words, the each man and each woman, that's where leaders are. Everyone has all this bogus idea about a ground, what do you call it? An upswelling, a groundswell from the bottom. No, it's always one man or one woman or a very small group of people who take out risky steps, put themselves in an outrageous, impossible position. Think of Martin Luther. And from that one person, all of history rotates. So we don't need millions and millions of people. We need an Elijah. We need an Enoch. We need the two bold witnesses. Maybe it'd be them guys. I don't know. They might have showed up. Hey, let's see this place before it blows up. But anyway, that's speculation. But the point is, Matthew, I thank you for the question. It's a good question, but audience size, here's the way I think of it, and I'm going to try to sum up because I still got to get dressed and get out the door. Audience size, it seems to me, is a little bit like this. I think it's in the book of Ecclesiastes. I'm probably mixing things up. It's in one of the wisdom books. Close enough. And the idea is, behold, I saw a prince walking on barefoot, and a fool riding the horse with the, you know, the beautiful livery and all the gold and stuff. Everything's backwards. Uh, the city was delivered by the wisdom of the poor man, but nobody remembered his name. But the city was delivered. So I just want to get truth out there. And if one man or one woman hears it, that might be the one where everything pivots. I can't call things like that out. I just know he loves to do stuff that way. So why not be part of it? Maybe we could participate. Let's speed these things up. And there's this weird thing about Peter, and I don't get this. I'll leave you with this as an idea. He says, blah, 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 and hastening the day. Some of the things we're going to be doing in this period as he approaches in time is it's near. We can hasten the day. How do you do that? Participate, man. Show up. Quit spreading rumors about Elon Musk. Musk is a weird character. Don't get me started on that, but interesting guy to talk about, I'm sure. But at any rate, at the center of things is he who is, was, and ever shall be, and in the person of his Son has come to dwell with us, among us, and in us. This changes everything. And if you got a guy or a woman who says, I'm preaching the gospel, this is my gospel to you, and he ain't right there at the center of it in his living, reviving way, him opening your eyes today, him helping you learn to walk tomorrow, him helping you to remember to brush your beard before you go outdoors because you look scruffy. Whatever he's doing in your life today, you're establishing. Remember this: he's meddling. He's gone to meddling, and he's going to make you better. And so the message the world needs to hear is: look up. There's one hope: Jesus Christ the righteous. And in light of the judgment that comes, you better think about it, because he is the only bomb shelter. He's the only lifeboat. He's the only hope of mankind. And people have forgotten that. That's why they're so nuts. That's why they're so scared. Come back to the center. Read your Bible. Have a good day. Thank you, Matthew. And I will attempt to maybe build on this idea some more in some future vids, and might even say something that makes sense. Who knows?